Hi, I'm Jack Ralston, and today I'm doing a demonstration speech about the 4 steps involved in shooting a basketball.
Hi, I'm Ruby Peterson.
I'm Ted Peterson.
Hi, I'm Brian Ralston.
Hi, I'm Jeannie Ralston.
Alright, now picture this. The game is tied. Your team against the other. You just made a layup and were fouled in the process. Now, you've one shot at the free throw line to win the game, to win the championship. Are you prepared to make the shot? Can you make the shot? Do you know the mechanics that go into making a basketball shot? Well, if the answer is no, that's why I'm here, to teach you the 4 steps that go into making a basketball shot. Now, some of you may argue, well, what if I don't want to shoot a basketball? Well, it's proven that shooting a basketball increases your aim, it increases your balance, and it's overall a great way to exercise. So, the 4 steps to follow in shooting a basketball are step 1, aligning your hands and feet, step 2, aiming the ball, step 3, releasing the ball, and step 4, following through. Now, the first step is to align your hands and feet. Now, this step all begins with your feet. You want to make sure that they're nice, you're in a nice, comfortable stance, your feet are shoulder width apart, and with your dominant hand, you want to have that foot slightly in front of your non-dominant, and for me that's my left, so I have my left foot slightly in front of my right, and then you move up to your shoulders. You want to make sure they're comfortable, nice and loose, so you can move around if you need to, and you just make sure that you're lined up directly with the orange rim, so your shot has good aim when you're ready to shoot it. And this leads me into my second step of shooting a basketball, which is to aim the ball. So, after you've correctly aligned your hands and feet, you're ready to aim the ball. Now, with this step, it all begins with where your hands are on the basketball. Now, as you can see here, there's little grooves in the basketball, which are used to help grip the ball. Now, I like to have my middle finger with my left hand, since it's my dominant, directly in the middle of the grooves in the basketball, which allows me to grip the ball. Now with your dominant hand, you want to have it towards the back, towards your body, so you can use it as a pushing mechanism to get the ball, to aim the ball towards the hoop, and to give it enough power to go towards the hoop. And you may ask, what do you do with your other hand? Well, your non-dominant hand is used as a guide. You don't use your non-dominant hand to provide power to the ball. It's more of a safety net to make sure the ball you don't lose the ball, or you make sure that it goes in the direction where you want it to go. It just is kind of there to make sure that everything goes right when you're shooting the shot. And this leads me into the third step. So, after you've correctly aligned your hands and feet, aimed the ball, you're ready to release the ball. So, you want to get into a nice stance, bend your knees comfortably. You want to make sure that this hand pushes the ball and you kind of slide off of it to give it enough rotation to cut through the air, to give it enough spin when it's going towards the hoop. Now, another factor in releasing the ball is arc. So, you don't want to have a flat shot, which is an arc like this, which doesn't give the ball a great chance of going into the hoop. And you don't want it too high because you may not be able to get it to the hoop. It takes a lot of practice just to get the perfect amount of arc in the shot. And to get that arc and ensure it goes in the hoop, you want to make sure you provide enough power to the ball, but not too much power, so you can get the ball into the hoop. Now this step of releasing the ball, this step takes lots of practice. It's not just taught, it's not standard of how you can just align your hands and feet and aim the ball. This will take lots of practice from different spots on the court to develop a feel for how to release the ball correctly. So, after you've practiced these 3 steps of aligning your hands and feet, aiming the ball, and releasing the ball, it's time for the final step, which is to follow through. Now, although this step may seem as simple as just moving your arm and flicking your wrist, it's probably the most important to shooting a basketball and successfully making a shot. Now, with this step, after you've released the ball's in the air, your hand will spin off the ball and it'll give it rotation so it can cut through the air and then go towards the hoop. Now, when you follow through, this will ensure that the ball goes in the direction it's intended and make sure that you have the right amount of power with the ball and make sure that you can make the shot. So, in conclusion, after you've learned the 4 steps of making a basketball shot, including aligning your hands and feet, aiming the ball, releasing the ball, and finally following through, you're now ready to make a basketball shot. Now, although some of you may never go out and shoot a basketball, but those of you that are willing and can, I encourage you to go out and find a hoop and practice these 4 steps. And for some of you that may never shoot a basketball, I hope you've developed a greater understanding for the complexity that goes into it. Maybe it's not just as simple as putting a ball through a net, and I hope you've realized that today. Thank you.
I'm Ruby Peterson.
I'm Ken Peterson.
I'm Brian Ralston.
And I'm Jeannie Ralston.